YouTube. What up, YouTube? It's your boy number 4, and you know I got my ski. Alright, gang, today we're back with another video, man. This is part 10 of the mini murders of Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't in tune, make sure you go get in tune, gang. Go tune into part 1 through 9 and then come back. You feel me? Because you're going to be left out. Go tune in. I hope you ain't been watching it without me. But y'all know what's going on, so I ain't going to talk too much, man. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. If you new, subscribe, gang. We got a lot more to go. If you've been rocking with me, appreciate you for rocking with me. You feel me? But let's go ahead and get straight into it, man. Hit that sub button. Let's do it.
Hey, in life shit, I don't really need nobody. I don't really even need nobody. I'ma take off, but they ain't tryna see me grind. All them niggas tryna see me behind them. I just want to rollie, said fuck all the time. It just been me in the booth, nigga grind. Nigga be slack, all these fuck nigga grind. Telling the truth and they stay.
With Lil Baby, voice of the heroes, during the early morning hours of the 6th of June, when DTHANG was out partying in the city of Harvey, which is in the far south side of the greater Chicago area. He was reportedly attending a strip club called Club O, located in the middle of the city's industrial district. According to the Chicago Sun-Times, who would seemingly confuse DTHANG to be a rap artist like his brother, they would explain that the shooting that killed DTHANG involved multiple guns, and even a police officer who was nearby when the shooting started, an officer who would actually get hit in their thigh during the chaos. Unfortunately, DTHANG would be shot in the head, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. Another OTF member called Trail had seemingly been at the club with DTHANG, and he too would get shot during the altercation, but would survive, later posting a thank you message to the people who had been concerned about him, as well as paying tribute to DTHANG and saying that he put his life on the line for him. Soon following DTHANG's death, there would be another deadly shooting, only an 8-minute drive away.
How you put your life on the line for me? And I'm not here, but you still here. You know what I'm saying? Sidebar. I'm sorry, guys.
From the club, which the police would consider to be a possible retaliation. The victim in this shooting being a 39-year-old named Seneca Price. But there has since seemingly been no updates about this get-back theory. From here, the media and fans would find out about DTHANG's death, and Reddit would light up with questions and theories, with many wondering why someone as famous and wanted as DTHANG, who had so much at stake with so many enemies, would risk going out partying at such a risky location. The internet would quickly turn into a hub for speculation, as amateur sleuths pieced together their own theories about what might have led to the murder, with some theories speculating that DTHANG had been killed due to his alleged past as a shooter for his Dog Pound set. These theories revolving particularly around Dog Pound's beef with a set called Dump Street, also known as Gutter Gang or Nate Block, sets that are part of the so-called No Love City alliance formed between numerous majority gangster disciple sets around Inglewood. As mentioned earlier in this video, No Love sets have been beefing with the BD sets from Inglewood, like Lamron and Dog Pound, since at least the early 2010s. Redditors would speculate that DTHANG's murder was get back for the 2013 murder of a man called 8-Ball, real name Marcus Rush, who was allegedly part of a set called CMB or Crazyville. This set having years-long ties with Dump Street, while having had at least a decade-long beef with the Dog Pound. DTHANG himself having dissed the set all the way back in 2014, with the wildest theories even claiming that it was DTHANG himself who had actually killed 8-Ball, while the most attuned drill whisperers would reveal that many members of 8-Ball's set had allegedly been posting tributes to him right after DTHANG's murder, with some of these tributes still seemingly being available online. However, many would question the rumors about DTHANG being a killer, as he had always presented himself as more of a businessman than a bona fide shooter, although DTHANG himself would change his Twitter handle to DTHANG 2 times in 2017. Now, the number and X combination typically symbolizes in the drill culture the number of bodies a person had caught, with the other DTHANG from the 600 set using the same combination to seemingly claim 3 bodies. But whether DTHANG himself had been behind the murder or not, he had certainly been dissing both CMB and Dump Street, aka Gutter Gang, before his death, making sure that he still had enemies in his hometown. DTHANG had seemingly also indicated that the younger generation of CMB and Dump Street had been dissing Lil Durk and OTF, saying that he doesn't even know them and that all his ops are dead already. And after DTHANG's death, CMB would seemingly return the favor by posting slick comebacks, as one member would post on his Facebook the morning after how Chief Keef had been the smart one to leave Chicago with all his friends, as they were all still alive, while another member would post how the BDs might run the industry, but the GDs still run the streets. This was followed a few days later with another member posting how they'll get into it with anyone, together with an 8-ball emoji, while another member would post how all their ops are dead. Meanwhile, some Redditors have claimed that DTHANG was killed because he had been bragging about putting money on Duck's head while being in the club that was frequented by the GDs. But whether DTHANG's murder was connected to the war that had been going on around his old neighborhood for years, or to something else, not long after his death, this war would seem...
That nigga DTHANG definitely presented himself like a businessman. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes, at first, I ain't know Durk had a brother. Then when I found out he did have a brother, like Duck, I mean, DTHANG didn't look like he was really in that shit, you feel me?
continue to claim lives, as on July the 10th, 2021, 2 men would be sprayed with bullets during a fatal incident at a Clark gas station in Inglewood. These men turned out to be a 20-year-old named Jalen Anderson and a 33-year-old called Jamie Hawkins, who were better known in the streets as Gutter Gang J-Ski and Gutter Gang Oil. Paperwork posted online by the watermark enthusiast Chusky the Real would reveal that a Jeep Cherokee had parked in the gas station for several minutes, but when Anderson and Hawkins had pulled into the gas station, at least one occupant of the Jeep would begin shooting at them before the car would flee the scene, and a search for its license plate.
Listen to this!
Would reveal that it was a stolen vehicle. Curiously, only a few days after this double murder, Lil Durk would make a cryptic post to his Instagram story with a picture of his brother, together with the caption, "Do it for DTHANG," as the post would be shared on Reddit soon after. One Chiracologist would comment that they had heard that OTF had indeed gotten that get back, while
what the fuck is Reddit, gang? I hear a lot about Reddit. I ain't never been on there, you know what I'm saying? But I heard that's where Lil Jeff was going crazy at. But I ain't never been on Reddit for real.
Another commenter would identify J-Ski and Oil as the reason for Durk making the post. Around the same time as Lil Durk would make this post, DTHANG's baby mother would also make an Instagram story with a picture of DTHANG, this time accompanied by the song Lick Back by the rapper ESDG, a song that essentially describes the need for always getting your revenge. These posts would prompt many Redditors to believe that OTF was indeed behind this gas station hit, but violence would continue to follow Durk from here, and just a month after his brother's passing, and a few days after the gas station shooting, a strange shootout episode would take place at Durk's home in Brazelton, Georgia, where unidentified invaders would break in with unknown motives in the middle of the night. Apparently Durk and his partner India would reportedly fight back by shooting at the intruders, but seemingly everyone would survive the shootout without any serious injuries. But the intruders would actually escape the scene before the police arrived, and at this point there's been very little information about what this whole incident was about. If you ask me, timing is incredibly suspicious, and may well have been in retaliation for those 2 murders that followed DTHANG's death. After the home invasion, some months would pass, but in October, rapper Nardo Wick would release his smash hit, Who Wants Smoke, featuring an all-star group of features, including 21 Savage, G Herbo, and Lil Durk, together with a music video directed by the music video prodigy Cole Bennett. In his verse, Nardo Wick would rap a funny line about how he even pumps gas with his gun so his ops can't surprise him, something which Durk would then reference in his own verse, but adding how listeners better do like Nardo says, because people will die while pumping gas, which seemed to be yet another reference to the murders of J-Ski and Oil at the gas station. This was followed about...
remember that, gang? Come on now, we all know that. We all... Okay, I didn't know he was dissing though.
A week later, with Durk's song Pissed Me Off, which he would begin by paying tribute to his brother and seemingly saying they got back for him. Durk would then rap several bars about his need for a revenge after losing people close to him, even specifically mentioning how he cannot feel happy until he gets back for his bro, something that seems to say a lot about his mindset at the time. Durk would then even directly reference the shootout that happened in his home, which makes me think he's letting us know that this was indeed connected to those cases. However, so far, Durk's rumoured hints about the alleged get-back for his brother had been relatively vague compared to the self-snitching extraordinaires of modern-day drill music like Lil Jeff and Q50. But on the 27th of January 2022, the plot would thicken considerably as 24-year-old Stefan Mack was killed after leaving a youth peace centre in the Roseland neighbourhood, located in the far south side of Chicago. Before the tragedy would strike, Stefan, who was also known as Youngin, was visiting the youth centre where he was reportedly an active participant. Meanwhile, a black Chrysler would enter the centre's parking lot with 2 men waiting inside the vehicle for about 40 minutes, seemingly waiting for Stefan to exit the centre. Then, around 3 p.m., when Stefan would step outside and begin to walk towards his car, 2 masked men would exit the Chrysler and begin shooting at him, with Stefan attempting to flee by running in the opposite direction. One of the shooters, armed with a Ruger AR-556 semi-automatic rifle, would chase Stefan across the parking lot before shooting him from a distance, which would cause Stefan to collapse on the ground near train tracks, where the shooter would run up to him and finish the job. Shortly after, the youth centre's security guard would step outside to find out what was causing the noise, which would prompt the second assailant to shoot him in the leg with a handgun. The shooters would then abandon the Chrysler in the parking lot and escape on foot. The security cameras capturing one of the assailants with a heavy build running away from the scene. And later that day, police would recover the Ruger AR rifle from the backyard of a vacant residence located nearby. Sometime after Stefan's murder, Durk and an OTF member called Chug would once again make suggestive posts on their Instagram stories, both using the caption "For DTHANG," with Durk also using the name of his recent song, Aha, which at this point hadn't even been released yet, while Chug would refer to something being a sad case. Not long after, at the beginning of February, one Chiracologist would post these stories to Reddit, whilst also linking them to the murder of Stefan, who the poster claimed to be a member of the set Smashville 85th, whilst also allegedly having connections with the so-called Melly Way that's named in honour of 051 Melly, with some even claiming that Stefan was in fact Melly's cousin. Smashville is located around 85th Street in the Auburn Gresham neighbourhood in the far south side of the city, far away from the childhood stomping grounds of DTHANG and Durk in Inglewood. However, the set is affiliated with the Dump Street, aka Gutter Gang, from West Inglewood, who have been rumoured to be behind DTHANG's murder. There weren't initially many theories about who were the two people behind the murder, but unbeknownst to the public at the time, the alleged killers were making sneaky references to their crimes on social media.
Damn, this shit is crazy, bro. It is a lot going on, bro. A lot going on, gang. What the fuck?
For example, on the 15th of February, a man called Mike City AJ would post on his Facebook how his set had been spanking their ops so much that they're about to give up. As his name indicates, Mike City AJ has ties to a set called Mike City, or Mike Block, also known as Gator Gang, a BD set located on 86th and Morgan, which is named in honor of their fallen member Mike, who was killed in 2012. Lamron and Taytown have seemingly been affiliated with Mike City for at least a decade at this point, and AJ himself has clearly been close with Taytown members on social media for a while, even seemingly appearing in a March 2021 music video of TTE Day Day, who's one of Durk's oldest friends from Taytown. The YouTuber called Kenny Rogers, who claims to be from the same neighborhood, would open up about AJ's childhood and reputation in the streets, telling how AJ and other young'uns from Mike City were like sicarios, a private army for hire with a feared reputation, who would eventually get affiliated with OTF members such as Booney Mo.
Watch the person did what we did. You know, but AJ, they decided, like, they like Snap.
Okay. We 2 hours in, man. We 2 hours in. We got 2 hours left, gang. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned. We got a little journey ahead of us. If you ain't seen part 1 through 9, make sure you go get in tune. You know what I'm saying? But like the video, man. I'll catch y'all boys in the next one, man. Which is tomorrow or the day after that. You know how I'm coming. I'm gone. Skeet.